All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. The Chief of Army Staff, COS, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, on Friday ordered commanding officers and soldiers to crush terrorists without mercy. Now, if you are smart, you quickly see the emptiness in this statement. Chief of Army Staff is ordering soldiers to crush terrorists without mercy. So after being in office for close to 23 months, it is today that you are ordering soldiers to crush terrorists without mercy. You mean they were having mercy on terrorists before, or what? Is this statement in itself not even self-indicting? Well, it goes to show that this administration will only sweet-talk Nigeria to her death. Nothing good is going to come out, and this is not even pessimism. If a whole chief of army staff can choose propaganda over real work on issues bordering lives, bordering terrorism, then the unseriousness and wickedness of this regime will only worsen. And that is the reason the call for a Peter Obi presidency is everywhere. And it is one of the major reasons Tinubu is asking for all these endorsements you see flying around, because he is trying to overshadow the call for an Obi presidency. And a few hours ago, Tinubu's Minister of Aviation adopted a policy suggested by Peter Obi. First, it was the Minister of Power, then the Minister of Education. Now it is Minister of Aviation. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, a video surfaced that showed that the Tinubu camp is obsessed with Peter Obi, and they are doing all they can to stop him from running in 2027. Now, no one knows why Tinubu is so afraid of this obedient movement, saying that he and APC control INEC and judiciary. But what this video shows, as buttressed by the recent happenings in Nigeria, is that the Tinubu camp is doing all it can to stop Obi from running in 2027. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. Now, a few days ago, I said the governor of Akwa Ibom State is one of the most stupid men in this country. Some people from Akwa Ibom came here to defend their governor. They said, why am I insulting him? Now, watch this video. Tell me how else you want me to describe this man. He announced that he will be decamping from PDP to the APC. But he is also saying that he will still be controlling the PDP, that he will not allow people to come and hijack it. What sort of nonsense is this? See the video.
I'm a very simple man by nature. I just say the way that I'm convinced to say. That does not mean that we have anything against our party. As a matter of fact, contrary to some insinuations that I want to run both parties, far from it. And what is even wrong in being interested? We will not leave the PDP for thieves to come and hijack it and use it to fight against us. So if anybody thinks we're going to do that, they have something coming. We will leave the structure of the party so that they can work together and stay, so that people don't come from outside and think, oh, Moino has moved, let me come and hijack the party. And let the structure of the party remain. They've done their congresses. Let them run and let it be that they are there. That's my position. The peace we're enjoying in this state is the most important thing. Other states don't have. And so development right. So while I'm not fighting with your own, don't fight with my own. We'll continue, and forever I'll continue to respect the People's Democratic Party, because without them I won't be here. But the signs today doesn't make me run on that platform, much as I would have wanted to. Let's pray that it changes tomorrow. Then we'll decide when we get there. It's always when you get to a bridge, you decide how to cross it. So please, let's don't fight. Let's don't fight at all. No matter where you are, you will always be my friend. We'll discuss about parties. We'll compare notes. But if you are not with me where I'm going, you can't be in my executive council.
You heard that. He has said he will be joining the APC, that any member of his cabinet, of his executive council, who does not want to move with him should resign. Ordinarily, they should all happily move with him, but Akwa Ibom is a PDP state at the state level, an obedient state at the federal level. So the cabinet is reluctant to move with the governor. Okay, now you have told them to resign. Go to your APC and leave PDP in peace. He said no, that he won't leave PDP for thieves to come and take over and use it to fight him. But you are the thief here. And shockingly, I just discovered days ago that this man is a pastor. He calls himself a pastor. The same thing that the one that said he's a priest is doing in Benue State. All these shoddy movements. How can you dump a party, PDP? You have moved to APC. You want to still be controlling the PDP. Are you okay? And it is because he fears that PDP members that he has betrayed will vote him out when he comes for second term. He wants to destabilize them. Isn't this what Wike is doing at the federal level that everybody is cursing him for? And this tweet here says, Were does not want PDP to run against him in the next election. Which kind brain did this man? Head, PDP is even a dying party. It is not a place to be afraid of. But you saying that you want to control both parties doesn't make any sense at all. And this tweet by AFC says, how did this moron even become governor to start with? Well, I'm not the one saying this now. I'm just reading a tweet before you say that I insulted your governor. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, adopting Obi's idea. And next is that video that shows how far the Tinubu camp is going to destabilize Peter Obi. Let's start by taking that update from Aviation Ministry, now adopting a Peter Obi policy after the entire APC rejected it and even insulted Peter Obi for it. Look at how the papers reported it. Now, this is the background to this story. On the 7th of January 2025, the federal government moved to start a national carrier, that is Nigerian Airways, after failed attempts. Remember the over 200 billion naira that was embezzled when they tried Nigerian Airways under Buhari. So Obi, in a tweet, warned them to stop that move. He said, for now, we should invest into standardizing our local airlines. But many APC fools, including Bayo Ononuga, said Obi was trying to block Tinubu's progress early this year, 2025. So they went ahead and began spending heavy money on the project. Now, after spending billions, they have returned to agree with Peter Obi. Look at how the papers reported it. The Nigerian government has rested its ambition to establish a national carrier, moving its focus to the growth of domestic airlines. Wow. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, who disclosed federal government's decision not to establish a national carrier in Lagos on Friday during the launch of a book, 100 Years of Civil Aviation in Nigeria History, Issues and Prospects, written by Wole Shadare, said that the government would no longer fund the national carrier project. Instead, it would focus on supporting local carriers to thrive. We have shifted focus to ensure growth and development for local operators through our policies. Air traffic controllers have been trained and retrained, and revenue leakages have been addressed to boost earnings, Keyamo said. The minister also disclosed that almost all foreign airlines have complied with his directive that they should patronize local caterers for in-flight catering. You saw that. I wish the mainstream media would take stories like this very seriously, so that the whole world can continue to see the difference between Peter Obi and these people. The man Peter Obi will always be far ahead of all of them in the APC put together. And I guess that is why they are so uncomfortable with him always dominating the political space. This is like the 10th move they tried that Obi criticized, and they had to succumb. They will go, they will waste billions, they will come back to what he has said. And that is why Tinubu is doing all that he can to destabilize Peter Obi. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that announcement by Festus Keyamo, that video that got many Nigerians talking began circulating. There is an attempt for real to lure Peter Obi back to the PDP, knowing fully well that a large portion of the PDP is now controlled by the APC. This attempt is orchestrated to either completely rid Obi of credibility by making him look confused, or to stop him from running completely because the PDP will dump him months to election. So the plan is lure him in and dump him months to election. Watch this video.
One is there something in the skill set of the political management of the present president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that some of them find irresistible? It don't matter that we are not in his party. It don't matter that we're in opposition. One must also consider why would they be going there. And that argument becomes a bit strong in the face of the fact that, never mind that people are talking about all sorts of coalition, if the big players believed in that coalition so much, they ordinarily should not be decamping away from the coalition. So people are seeing that perhaps the country now has two national parties, and nobody wants to gamble with serial defectors who are running all sorts of personal forum shopping for where they are going to run their ambition and calling it a coalition.
Let me ask you, genuinely, is this a self-inflicted harm or externally induced?
No. You see, Sheung, there is a level of activities that you can blame your bully for. But there is a certain level of reoccurring, long-standing, continuous lack of creativity that you have to hold yourself responsible to. You can't have been out of government, if you like, for all of those years. Forget about that. Even if you just take the 2023 episode, the president of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with 22 governors in his party plus 5 extras who were working or saying they're not going to support the candidate, he pulled 8.6 million votes. The candidate of the PDP and the PDP, because we must be separating which part of that vote belongs to the party and which part of that vote any individual can lay claim to. They pulled 6.9 million votes. One of the people that was a PDP member, a Southeastern man who felt that on the balance of play, why is the Southeast being excluded, Peter Obi went on his own frolic, was able to pull or allocated 6.2 million votes. And you lose the election, you run all the way to the Supreme Court, you lose. Or at least it was adjudged that you lost. Any deep-thinking, fair-minded Nigerian who is in the political party called PDP ought to know that the greatest necessary next step is to have the conversation of how do you bring Peter back. Because you can tell that the energy that is driving him is organic.
So there is a possibility of a 6.9 million vote in the kitty for the PDP.
No.
Just a moment. Looking at the past election and the figures that you've reeled out, it will have been simple political mathematics that a Peter Obi and an Atiku will be a formidable force to defeat any ruling party in place. As at 2023.
Yes.
Now, that's about 13 million votes. As against an
if you even think about Kwankwaso and how they mismanaged him, that's another 2 million.
You heard that. Now, I see Tinubu's handwriting all over this move. He knows that he has infiltrated the PDP. He has taken at least half or more than half of the PDP. And now they want to use the party to set a trap for the opposition, especially Peter Obi. That is why all these governors are decamping now, to give the impression that they have freed up the party, that all the bad people have left. Then Obi can now go there, then they will trap him there. Because even the ones that are still there now, 80% of them are working for the APC. And if you are familiar with X platform, formerly known as Twitter, there is a campaign going on now that PDP should zone their presidential ticket to the southeast. That campaign is tied to trying to lure Peter Obi to the PDP so that they can now trap him there and make sure that he cannot even contest when everybody surrounding him is working against him. And at this point, I can't even trust Atiku. It looks as if he is part of that plan. Anybody that can suggest that Peter Obi should return to the PDP does not mean well for him. If PDP even zones their ticket to the southeast, let them go and pick someone else. Go and pick Peter Mba. It is not Peter Obi that will return to the PDP. Anybody that is genuine in the PDP right now should know that that party is no longer a platform that a reasonable human being should run on for an election, because more than half of that party, or at least half of that party, belongs to the APC. A party where Wike, who is an APC member, will attend their caucus meeting and sit on the table with all of them that, yes, I'm here, let me hear what you people want to discuss. All the anti-party activities of Wike, PDP has not been able to expel him from the party. That is the party you are asking Peter Obi to come and join. Anybody that wishes Nigeria well, who is a member of the PDP now, what you should do is to go and queue behind Peter Obi. Go and queue behind him and say, where do you want to go to? How do you want us to do this thing? Are we forming a new party, or are you coming together with some people to still form a new party or something like that? But to ask him to come to the PDP is an orchestration of the APC and Tinubu. And it has failed because we are exposing it. Obedience are all over social media exposing it. And by now, they must have been bombarding Peter Obi's inbox on Twitter and all other social media platforms. Even Tanko, his spokesperson, they'll be bombarding them, warning them not to ever consider the campaign to the PDP. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.